Hey guys, it's Jeff, and we have two identical iPhones here, the iPhone XS Max, and on the left we have iOS 12.4. On the right, we have iOS 13, and we are going to compare the speed and performance of both. So let's go into the Settings app and check out what is the more specific information that we have on each device here. For the left here, we have iOS 12.4, obviously, and the build number for that is 6G5038D. Now on the right, we have iOS 13 running on this device, and we have 17A5492T. Now, in regards to speed and performance, more on the performance side of things, we should be seeing a lot better performance with LTE, specifically because we have some seriously upgraded modem firmware here with iOS 13. The modem firmware in iOS 12.4 is 1.06.02, and the modem firmware in iOS 13 is 1.50.23. So that should give you guys a lot better performance in regards to LTE and should give you a lot better connectivity speeds when using your iPhone. Now let's go into Geekbench to compare Geekbench scores. Now do keep in mind that Geekbench has not officially updated their software to be fully compatible with iOS 13. So as far as the scores that we get today, these are not going to be the final scores for iOS 13. These are just kind of the preliminary ones as we are on the first beta here. So as you can see on the left, we have a single core score on iOS 12.4 of 4793 and multi-core at 11,245. Now on the right with iOS 13, which was said to be a lot faster than iOS 12, we actually only have an increase of under 100 points. So single core score at 4,825 and then multi-core score at 11,005. So that's very interesting. We'll have to go and see the actual speed and performance. We'll talk about that in just a second. But let's go ahead and check out the compute or GPU scores. On the left here, we have 22,596, and on the right, 21,861. So again, we see a slight decline when using iOS 13. And again, you guys might not get the same exact numbers when testing out iOS 13 or iOS 12.4, but these are just what I got on my devices here. And again, Geekbench is not fully supporting iOS 13 just yet. Now, in regards to actual use performance, iOS 13 is clearly faster. When going and opening up apps and just going throughout all of the different UI experiences, iOS 13 is actually far and superior to iOS 12.4. Things move a lot faster. Bluetooth connectivity could get a little bit faster. I noticed that is a little bit slow, but when going throughout all of the kind of just basic UI experiences, swiping all over the place, everything is just a lot faster within iOS 13. I definitely noticed it within the Settings app. The Settings app is just really smooth, really fast, and you can typically navigate within menus quite quickly compared to iOS 12.4. So guys, definitely take this with a grain of salt. This is beta 1. So obviously speed and performance is not going to be optimized in beta 1, but I am telling you that so far within beta 1, I am definitely seeing a major increase in speed and performance on iOS 13. Now let's talk a little bit about battery life really quickly here. Battery life has not been too great for me on iOS 13, but that's because I've been using it quite significantly over the past few hours. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the battery life of both of these devices in just a week or so and kind of make sure that we have the most accurate results possible. But again, so far battery life is not great because that is because my usage is very high. So just keep that in mind, but I would like to get your experience if you're running iOS 13 in battery life. So let me know in the comment section down below if you're running iOS 13 and what your battery life is. Okay, now the next test we have here is actually a restart test. So I'm going to go to Assistive Touch here and perform a restart with both devices. So as you can see here, the menus are slightly different. Obviously iOS 13 looks really good. Hats off to Apple for making that look really, really nice. But let's go ahead and do a restart of both devices at the same time. So we're going to go ahead, tap restart, and then restart on both devices. 3, 2, 1. So both devices did turn off fairly quickly at the same time. Let's see which one boots the Apple logo first. Looks like iOS 13 is slightly faster on the initial Apple logo. but iOS 12 in the past has been extraordinarily fast in regards to boot up time. So we'll have to go ahead and see which one is faster here. So it looks like actually iOS 12 significantly has taken the lead here in the boot up time. But yeah, again, guys, this is the first beta of iOS 13. So this is just an initial test, speed and performance test to iOS 12.4. It looks like iOS 12.4 did beat out iOS 13 on the startup test and in some Geekbench numbers, some benchmarks and everything like that. But in regards to actual speed and performance going throughout the UI and actually experiencing iOS 13 versus iOS 12.4, iOS 13 blows iOS 12.4 out of the water. The speed and performance is insane within iOS 13, and I'm absolutely loving it. Surprisingly, Apple actually did not kind of fudge the numbers or fudge the outcome of the speed and performance when it comes to iOS 13. It is definitely faster than what we were seeing in iOS 12. So guys, that is our speed and performance test with iOS 13 versus iOS 12.4. If you have any comments, questions, or anything like that, leave those in the comment section down below. I look forward to seeing you in some upcoming content. Until then, I hope you all have an awesome day. Peace.